Chapter 3. A Lonely Little Girl Grows Up. Eleanor Roosevelt once described her childhood self as an ugly little thing. She wasn't ugly, but she thought she was, perhaps because her mother was a great beauty. Eleanor had long blonde hair, blue eyes, a plain face, and teeth that seemed too big for her mouth. She was shy, easily frightened, and serious. Sometimes she told little lies because she was afraid people would not want to hear the truth. She had a dreadful childhood, not an ordinary unhappy childhood, a horrible, awful, terribly lonely one. She adored her father, Theodore Roosevelt's handsome brother Elliot, but most of the time he wasn't there. He was sweet-natured and charming, but he became an alcoholic. It ruined his life and his family's life, too. Once he took Eleanor and his prize terriers for a walk. They stopped at his men's club, and he left Eleanor and the dogs with the doorkeeper while he went inside for just a minute. Hours later, he was carried out drunk. The little girl was sent home in a taxi. When she was 8, her mother died. When she was 9, her brother died. When she was 10, her father died. Eleanor and her younger brother Hall went to live with their grandmother, who didn't know anything about bringing up children. She lived in a big, spooky house. The noise of the children playing bothered her. A governess took care of Eleanor and Hall. The governess was mean to Eleanor. Then Eleanor was sent away to school in England. Finally, her life took a happy turn. The principal of the school realized that Eleanor had a good mind and a generous, kind nature. Eleanor became her favorite student. She had a talent for leadership. She was able to inspire others to do their best. When Eleanor came home from England, she was tall and willowy. She still thought she was ugly, but other people didn't, especially her cousin Franklin, the most dashing of the young Roosevelts. He and Eleanor fell deeply in love. They were soon married. Before long, Eleanor found herself with 5 children, 3 houses that needed managing, and a husband with a busy political career. Then her husband fell ill with polio. She had experience with tragedy. Maybe that was why she handled it so well. Her husband's legs would never carry him again. She said that needn't stop him. There was no reason to change his goals. She could become his legs and his eyes and ears too. They were a team, one of the greatest political teams in history. He became president, but she was his link to the people. She stayed in the White House. She went to coal mines and factories and workers' meetings. Then she told the president what people were thinking. The first time she spoke before an audience, her knees shook. Soon she was one of the most successful speakers of her day. She wrote a newspaper column and a magazine column and books. She was the first lady to hold regular press conferences. She served food to needy people, read stories to poor children, visited hospitals, and spoke out for minority rights when few others did. It is hard for a president, any president, to take time to check out government projects. Besides, everyone knows when a president is coming to visit, so things could be made to look good beforehand. But no one ever knew where Eleanor Roosevelt would pop up. The Secret Service had a code name for her. They called her Rover. She checked up on government projects and told the president the truth about what was happening. If someone wrote to the president complaining about a problem, Eleanor made sure the letter got answered. Sometimes she invited the letter writer to dinner at the White House. She invited all kinds of people to the White House meals, young and old, rich and poor, people of every race and religion. Always she fought for the underdog, for those who were persecuted or treated unfairly. She wanted to see that all people were given an equal opportunity. She worked for women's rights. She worked for minority rights. She stood on the side of truth and justice. When a women's organization refused to let Marian Anderson, a renowned black singer, use its auditorium, Mrs. Roosevelt resigned from the organization. She encouraged Marian Anderson to sing on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Marian Anderson sang America, and more people heard her than could have ever fit in any auditorium. Shy, insecure, ugly-ducking Eleanor had grown up to be a strong, sensitive, capable person. She had a no-nonsense wisdom that made her admired around the world. She has been called the outstanding woman of the 20th century.